So hello everyone, and welcome to the New Wave Invitationals. My name is Dax, and joining me tonight is the fabulous, wonderful Mika. Fabulous. How you doing, Mika? What are we up to today?
Good. I know it's been a while, so I'm happy to be back.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I think something else has been keeping me really busy. In other words, being a player here as well. So yes, I blame you guys, but it is quite an experience.
Yes, exactly. And hey, lots of hardworking people in the New Wave Invitationals, Mika included, as well as all of our teams involved with their whole season. Well, we are winding down, Mika. We are almost at the crossroads here and now, and I cannot wait for one of these matchups that we have been awaiting for a long time. Cakes and UwUwatch. I just want to say this is one of those matchups that are going to be really close, I feel, and I'm going to be really interested to see what kind of progress we're going to be getting from these two teams on this day.
That's right. That's right. I agree. And right now, when we were just looking at the stat sheet a while ago, and you're right. It seems like a really even matchup right now. I would think that on paper, maybe things are in favor of Cakes just a little bit, but not too far off. That Uwatch can probably pull off their famous dive comp and just mix some things up in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It's gonna be really interesting to see what is to come. And well, for Team Watch, they're gonna be on double duty this week to get rid of all the matches that they still have and more. They weren't able to play for the past few weeks. At least we're gonna have them now. And this is week number 9, ladies and gentlemen. We have done this for 9 weeks already, and damn, that's like 2 months and more, Mika. We started this in April. It's already June. From ECQ to GCQ, everything still feels the same though. And what do you think? How has been the progress of the league so far?
I really great. I mean, coming from somebody who came from a team that, for example, never even really scrimmed before, I still stand by what I keep saying, which is that this sort of setup gives a really great opportunity for teams to really get back into the game, really get familiar with like the new metas that are coming out, and for new teams as well to come forward and introduce themselves to the community too. So I think this has really, like, for example, a while ago we actually warmed Uwatch up. So Overwine kind of hit Uwatch up, and we practiced with them a little bit. So it's nice to see that the community is expanding as well because of the New Wave Invitationals.
Yeah, exactly. It really is just expansion. It really is just getting to know one another, and it really is just looking to learn with each other along the way. But we have learned a lot of results so far, and let's look into that in just a bit. As here we go, our placing for the New Wave Invitationals, all the way at the top, Wamanagi, all the way at the bottom, Overmind, but they have been looking for a lot of improvements so far. And somewhere in the middle, it's UwUwatch and Cakes kinda together. So for UwUwatch right now, they are in third place time with Meme Cord at 3-2. In the meantime, Cakes all the way in 6 at 2-3 instead. And a win here for Cakes will not only knock down Watch a Plague, but also allow them to get back up into the mid range and maybe, just maybe, give them a seed in the top part of the bracket. What do you think? We've been looking at this matchup for quite a while already, pretty even in terms of that skill rating, and I can really say that this might be one of those matchups that can go all the way to even a potential 5th map.
That's right. And I think it's really, right now, it's really up to Uwatch. They are the gatekeepers for Cakes as to whether they'll let them into the like, top 4, or whether they'll let them into like a higher rank at this point. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really close match today.
Yeah, it really goes to show if you do have that level of competition, you are going to be able to bring a whole different setup to the league. And speaking of competition, these are our starting rosters. So for Team Cakes, we got Roxy London, Red Rose Oil. We are apparently going to be starting today. Shiver, Stereo, and X Fatal is there with Blackbeard and Alexine on the bench. In the meantime, for UwUwatch, we got the dynamic dive duo of Charlotte and Marius are going to be there. Invox and Jack going to be on the starting role this time. And something to note, it's Izumi Sagiri and 2 Happy Bolt together, putting Kadena and Elixirine on the bench. Anything that you notice here, Mika, that might be a little amiss coming into this game?
Uwatch, for example, Kodina has been one of their strongest damage dealers so far. So I guess maybe they're saving that ace up their sleeve for a little bit later. But I'm surprised with the first map being a King of the Hill map that they wouldn't put her in there. But who knows? What else do you notice there, Dax?
Well, I do realize that Oily Beard is gonna be potentially in that starting roster if apparently he can get out of Roblox or something like that. But now Blackbeard is usually their specialist on both the hit scan as well as the echo. But without him, it is gonna be a whole different explosive flavor of the Junkrat instead. And we've seen Oily Beard as Junkrat before. It's very imposing. It's very pesky in so many ways. But at the same time, if he's only gonna be playing it, there's so much counterplay potential. And I really think that Cakes, it might be hit or miss coming into this one. And well, speaking of these rosters, speaking of these DPS, we got some stats here from Mr. Rebirth that says a bunch of things about them. Let's move into it and read on. So
That's
Olivier,
right. So,
what
who
you got?
are we?
We
Who are
have
we
we got
starting with? What was that?
we got the DPS line here of Cakes and UwUwatch. So for Cakes, we got Oily Beer with around 18.46 average eliminations with 7,744.51 average damage per 10. In the meantime, Shiver, though, a little ahead of his peer. 21 average eliminations, 8,159.95. It really goes to show that Shiver is the one who's able to get a little more damage onto heroes rather than anything else. Olivier able to find our opportunities with his Junkrat a lot, but at the same time, it's still trash damage in a way. When you're playing the Grenadier, it's usually the Riptire that gives you the big kill burst. In the meantime, though, for Invox, well, he is a little bit ahead of Shiver there, 8.3k on the average damage with 21.76 average eliminations. Jack, in the meantime, gonna be on board to starting roster. So we talk about him with 15.85 average eliminations, 6.681 average damage, and all I can say is, well, between these two DPS lines, we got the subs hopping in, maybe to add up their stats, maybe to give them some more playtime, but also I think the bigger matchup here will be Invox versus Shiver.
That's right. I do agree. I mean, I think that while UwUwatch might be trailing behind by just a little bit, that little bit is so negligible that I really think that these guys are on even footing with regards to dealing damage. So I think it's going to boil down to their hero picks and the circumstances that they find themselves in.
Yeah, it's truly. Especially, when the Junkrat comes out, we might see Invox and Jack whip out the Echo as well as the Pharah or something like that to allow them to just fly around and do whatever the hell they want and more in the skylines. It's gonna be a really interesting dynamic, and we are just waiting on right now to get everything started. But for Mika, I just want to ask you real quick, how how was your day?
My day. Wow, that was
Yeah.
what a welcome question. Well,
Yes.
as usual, pretty much the same old, same old. Treated myself to a little bit of mac and cheese, homemade by my
Ooh.
favorite friend. So that's nice. Comfort food is really comforting during this time. I mean, I like ordering some fast food sometimes because it kind of reminds you of the life before. It's like KFC still exists, guys. Jollibee still exists. How was your day?
Well, it was interesting. So a game came out today. It was something we did it all morning,
That.
all the afternoon. I don't know. It starts with a V, and ends with a
Oh.
little insect. You know that thing. It's been what's going on today for me, and I was like, hey, New Wave, that's the day, right? Damn, what's this game? Oh, Overwatch. I love Overwatch. It's a great game. Been playing it for years, and hey, at least we have a really solid matchup to give to us. Like, memes aside about that, I honestly say this is gonna be a really good one. Kicks and Overwatch has been something I've been waiting for so long already, and it's great to see it as we are winding down to be at one of the most penultimate moments of their New Wave Invitationals careers. It's gonna be really big for both Cakes and UwUwatch if they can take wins here. If UwUwatch takes this, I think they are gonna be priming themselves for a potential top 3 finish. If Cakes does take this instead, they can really battle it out for around the 4th and 5th seed based on the calculations there. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, because for now, I think the teams in the middle between Meme Cord, UwUwatch, Cakes, as well as Uber Server, they're all kind of shuffling for position in a way to see who's gonna be taking the first two seeds compared to the other two seeds, because I feel like between Wamanagi as well as Wash the Ponies, they're the only ones really competing for the first and second seed so far. So yeah, battle of the midfield, but it's gonna be a big one, and I can't wait to see what is gonna be coming our way. But it seems like we are going to have to talk a little bit to our teams. We are fixing things up on their end, so because apparently a certain someone is MMIM, so we'll be coordinating with what is to be happening into this one, and we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the New Wave Invitationals, Cakes versus UwUwatch. Don't go away. Action going to be coming your way very soon. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like we are ready to go for our first map. We have gotten confirmation with our roster, and it is gonna be Alex Seed gonna be hopping in to that DPS role. So Alex Seed ship are gonna be consisting of that composition, and we are gonna be starting things off on a control map, and that map will be Busan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Korea. What do you think, Mika? What's going to be happening for this one? What can we expect in terms of these two teams?
Well, we all know that UwUwatch will probably bring out the Wrecking Ball and the Winston. As I mentioned earlier, actually, we warmed them up. We helped them warm up for this match, and they did show as usual top form on that familiar dive comp that they have. So they will probably be doing that, probably working to sandwich the heroes over here of Cake. And we'll see if Cakes can counter that quick enough. Because as we know, Busan is one of those maps that really encourages teams to bring the fight out of the point, or and it's one of those maps also as well that works really well, I feel, for wrecking balls. So we might see Inorisu dominate here. We'll see if the tank lineup of Cakes can counter that quick enough.
Yeah, exactly. And now we are going to be moving into our map. And here we go! Busan, gonna be map numero uno for the night. Best of 4, of course. Whoever gets to all 4 will take all those maps. We will still do all those 4 maps in the first place. Our team's getting ready, set, and looking to get on going. And well, Busan, it seems like we are gonna be starting things off on the downtown area. Let's get it on, let's get it done, and let's move into our new wave invitational match of tonight.
I wanted to ask you, Dax. Looking in Alex Seed and Shiver, how do you think that dynamic differs from like Shiver and Oily Beer, or maybe Alex Seed and Oily Beer?
Well, all I gotta say here is Mika is with all Exceed in position. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that Reaper play for them. I've seen all Exceed just basically play the Reaper a lot when he's put on the DPS role, but he can also do the Oily Beer cosplay when in doubt. So, it seems like they are practiced for this composition, Mika. Instead of having Oily Beer because he's AFK or MIA or something like that, we got All Exceed in instead. He's playing the Junkrats, and well, it's gonna be the similar dynamic. Roadhog as well as the Reinhardt though. Berg and Ana right now for Stereo and Fatals, and I like this a lot from them as we have a disconnection immediately. Welcome to Overwatch. My name is Dax. May I take your order into, a network like this? Not surprising whatsoever. And let's go back to us real quick. Technical issues abound. That's what the Filipino Overchain is all about. What do you think?
Well, sorry, I didn't catch it. I may have disconnected also just a little bit. I hope I'm back right now.
Yeah, you back. You didn't easy.
I'm back. I'm good.
You're just there. You're just there. We can wait. Can we keep it paused first? So yeah, they're just basically trying to get their latency down. At least I'm on 60 ping, but we are going to be going into downtown first and foremost. As we said before, we're expecting a dive here from the side of Team UwUwatch, but Team Cakes looking like they have a little bit of a counter comp right now of their own design. What do you think, thinking of looking at Cakes' composition? What do you see for them? What might be the plan against the Bull as well as the Winston?
Well, they have several heroes here, I think, really dedicated to that dive comp, really that nice sandwich over there that Charlotte and Inu Arisu create. We have a Red Rose over here in the Roadhog ready to hook, and I think Alexid is on the Junkrat just to set those traps in case there's a pesky ball running around. And of course, Brigitte as well, ready with a stun in case Inu Arisu dives in there as he is wont to do usually. So you're right. I do think X Fatalist as well with that sleep dart. I think they are ready to crowd control Inu Arisu out of his ball, maybe. But we'll see because, like as I mentioned earlier, Charlotte and Inorisu seem to be in top shape. And when we were trying a sort of similar composition to test UwUwatch a while ago, and it might be the skill difference. Maybe Cakes can handle it a lot more efficiently than we can. But yeah, I think UwUwatch is ready for whatever comes their way.
Exactly. Team UwUwatch can just play the game that they want to play in the first place. They play the style that they want to do. Well, they are gonna be able to get a lot of things done. Looking at Cakes at face value, there are certain picks right now that might make a difference, but it feels like it is gonna be looking for misplays on UwUwatch's side. And if Team UwUwatch can actually execute properly, get their dive going, use their double hit scan for damage, yada yada yada, do whatever the heck they're gonna be planning on the support line. Seems like the Ana here for Izumi is a Giri, will be looking to go for the Nana boost either onto the Winston or the McCree. So in terms of the comp, they will be having that range game. They will be able to play away from the opposition. And for Team Cakes, it's kind of like a Frankenstein of different comps of comfort as well as on face value paper counters. But does it actually work in a team setup? That's gonna be the real question. We see the Road Dogg, we see the Junkrat, we see the Brig. Ways to put a stop against the Winston as well as the Wrecking Ball. The Genji gonna be looking to deal with the double hit scan. So yeah, like a lot of different things right now for Cakes, a conglomerate of different compositions, and if it works for them, then it might work for this set. But right now, looking at just the rosters, I think UwUwatch might have the edge there.
Right, that's right. And I can just imagine as Charlotte and Orizo dive in there, Shiver is probably going to be heading into the back line with those very vulnerable supports at the end, and probably going for Jack and Anna as well. So I guess it's up to Jack to try and farm that Bob really, really quickly to try and flush out the Genji and the rest of the heroes. But yeah, I guess we'll see when we get into this match.
Yeah, I can't wait for the match to actually get started. But hey, Mika, I like your hoodie. That's a very familiar hoodie. I think I have one just like yours.
Oh,
Can
do you?
can
Do you?
can I do I have time to just get it out of my closet? It's like matchy
You might
matchy. Maybe halftime.
you might as well. Oh, it's
Uh,
on. Is it on the other side? Where is
no,
that?
no, that's
Where is
only
that
on that
snap?
side. It's only.
It's on.
What are you looking for? Oh, what's that? That's a Overwatch logo. I see it. I see it. I wonder where that came from. Does it start with a Blizz and end with a cancelled? Blizz cancelled. Did you know about that?
2020. Of course,
Blizz
another casualty.
of
Another casualty of
Corona.
the disaster year, the B movie that we are living in. That is 2020 has claimed another event in its roster. The last events to or like later events to announce cancellation.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, if Barry B. Benson can make a movie, I guess, instead of 2012 the movie, it's 2020 the movie. Maybe one day we'll get a documentary and someone of us will get interviewed and be like, I stayed home, played video games, and talked about them. That's pretty much all I did. And that'll be it. That'll be my Netflix special. That's the story. There you go, guys. But,
Hey,
yep.
10 out of 10 would watch.
Yeah, and for some reason the in-game music started playing out of nowhere because another guy disconnects in-game, which is pretty funny, honestly. It's a banger actually, some real good background music. You get to the dance floor, gives you some good tunes, and what the hell, everyone is just dying right now, Mika. That's all I gotta say. Welcome to the Philippines.
This is probably the matchup actually we're waiting for. It's the ISP matchup right now.
Yeah, Cakes and Watch versus ISP, but for now, Cakes is the one with the man down. Actually, they got. So what's been happening is we've been waiting for Roxy to come back. Roxy DC'd, and now that Roxy has come back, it is Stereo DC'd. So yes,
P5 right now. It
great,
feels so. It's
great.
in favor of UwUwatch.
It's it's funny, honestly. We're just here watching them. They're all just talking basically who's gonna DC next. It feels like they're just picking straws, making sure that they're gonna look to survive, and maybe, just maybe, one day the tribe will speak and say that hey, we're all good to go. So now we're waiting for stereo. You know what's funny is my audio is not stereo. My left side is broken. So I'm kinda on mono right now. And
Mine actually, since
it's
I'm
like
using a different pair right now.
it's so difficult. My mouse is broken, my display is broken, my headset is broken, everything is broken. Is my life gonna break sometime soon? That's the real question, guys. But you know what isn't broken? The new wave invitationals. At least we've been having a lot of fun with this one, even though we're having issues right now. Everyone is just enjoying their time here. They're just basically looking to do as much as possible. They're looking to play this game as much as possible. And hey, playing Overwatch in this day and age, still all fun, still all enjoyable, and with these 12 people plus plus on our lobby, it really goes to show that we are just looking to enjoy as much as possible in playing in this game. So what do you think, Mika? Were you able to catch the latest show match between Lunatic and Runaway, or is that not kind of your style?
No, I was not able to catch that. I did see the news about it, but I wasn't able to catch that because last weekend was a little hectic for some reason. I think I might have bitten off more than I can chew all of a sudden. I think you know the feeling.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, what went on down?
So basically, it was just like a blast of the past kind of thing. Apex production, if you guys remember the old scenes, the old leagues with the whole studio setup and everything with the face cams, it's just like a Korea production and everything is good to go. Okay, everyone wants to go anyway. But it was really fun. There were a few matches here and there where they played 2-2-2, they played a little bit of Ghost Dive, that kind of thing. A gentleman's agreement
Oh,
of sorts, but now it's time to get into the game. Okay, these guys can't wait anymore. They're like, Dax, please, can we make sure that we get started because we want to make sure that we have our internet stay on. So let's get into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to downtown. It's gonna be a fine, sunny day here in Busan. And here we go with the Genji of Shiver, looking to take front, looking to take point. Interesting rotation here from Team Cakes. They come through the corner, and against dive composition, it is really dangerous to be by those train tracks. But Inori and Charlotte right now trying to go for the push. There we go with the hook. Beautiful buy grenade there from Izumi Isagiri. And now the point being activated for Team UwUwatch. Into the front line to stay on Mika. Inbox gonna get that first kill though. The high ground right now being taken by the double hit scan. Axie now with the counter kill. But Inbox is just fragging out from the side. Good flag here from the McCree, giving them the advantage. But as I say that, it's a Junkrat getting kills in return. But right now coming to a shove. Team Cakes going on to the point. It seems like the blue hand side with more of a foothold in position.
some excellent grenades coming in from Izumi Azagiri. They were able to sustain, I feel, with X-Fatalist and Stereo bring on some major heals over there, and I think that was really crucial. So even though they lost the Reinhardt over there, they still were able to take point.
Yeah, it seems like here for Team Cakes, they were able to do much. Izumi Izagiri trying to turn things around with some nades here and there, but X-Fatals with a top up in time. And since Team Cakes bunched up in a way that really prevented Inorisu from doing what he wants to do, it was Sarah getting some really good inspired damage there and then sustained on point for 1-for-1 trade. Now, big thing to note, the rally is online with the nano boost, but Inorisu is getting so much value with Daks, and he will get the pop on with the Deadeye in behind. Mine's getting the damage, Deadeye there to get the lock on. Inorisu does get the boop onto 2 there as the reset comes already. Team UwUwatch playing to their namesake there, playing to the composition and get the point back.
But that was a major Deadeye over there for Inbox, but he's switching out right now into the Pharah. I'm wondering why with such success on the McCree, probably to deal directly with Alexid on the
Yeah, completely agree. I like this fire pick right now. Gonna be looking to get some value here and there. Stereo though with the rally, looking to go for the push. Alex in the meantime ready with the Riptire, but Shimmer's time to shine. Whips out the blade, gets the nano boost, and will execute Jack on the spot. Counter nano boost though from Izumi Sagiri. Inbox right now trying to go for the shots while nano boosted up as well, but doesn't have the barrage available. Mine's now set into play. That is gonna be Stereo staying on the left hand side. Here comes Shiver though coming on closer and closer, and Vinbox as well as 2 Happy Ball trying to fly on around. The Mercy though might be under the rest here and now. Topping up the Winston, and it seems like Team UwUwatch with the mines again quickly taken by Noriyusu. He's gonna be able, oh goodbye Red Rose, trying to go for a suicide pact with someone else there, but as I'm saying, Noriyusu with mines on point so far into this match.
I feel like Inbox switch on the Pharah as well was really effective, because even as though it looked like Cakes was winning the fight at one point, because they didn't have anybody to deal directly with the Pharah back then, Pharah was able to hold the point, still get a few picks, and UwUwatch was able to maintain and take the point back. So I guess that's why Shiver switching over to the McCree right now. He's probably had enough of Inbox on that Pharah and saw his mistake earlier.
And it seems like they swapped out from Diana to Moira as well, meaning that they are going to be looking away from the Nano Blade and do more direct kills here and there. Now, the barrage is available though here, Mika. Keep an eye on Inbox. He's going to be looking explosive. But speaking of that one, it might be the 4th of July here. Alexid looking to find a target or two, maybe exceeding our expectations here as Inbox now will go down. Red Rose with a Hula Hog as well, pushing on forward, taking care of Charlotte. And where is the Noriyusu? He's been capitalizing on that Roadhog so far, and he's going to get run over by the Busan train there. Stereo with the whip shot, making sure that happens. Team Cakes gets the point pretty easily with a lackluster defense there from Team UwUwatch.
It might have been a strategic thing. Once that pick on the Pharah was a success, I feel like they just backed off all of a sudden. I'm not sure if that fall of the ball of Inorisu was intentional.
Yeah, seems like it wasn't going to be the case, but there we go with the barrage from Inbox. He makes it rain, and Team UwUwatch, as quickly as they left, they are going to be looking to quickly get it back. Shiver, though, with the dead eye, but two-handful gets the revenge there with the Valkyrie, goes for the resurrection as well, and now it is going to be time for Cakes to stall with the Coalescence. Can X-Fade, but let's get value here. Mine's going to be in position yet again. Target might be the Mercy, but Izumi is dying to the hand of Red Rose, and that will be the takedown there. Shattered right now from Roxanne Londe, allowing the Reinhardt to get in position onto the objective. Shot still keeping on coming, so much pressure now being applied onto the main tank, and goodbye to Roxy. Red Rose gonna get flattened by his counterpart as well. Inbox right now looking around for a target or two. Shiver with a frag onto one, but it's just a little too late, and Team Cakes unable to get it. Team UwUwatch winning that one out 100 to 85.
Once again from Charlotte and Inu Arizo, and for Invox as well. So I feel like they really were able to create all that space for Invox and Jack to just get those picks in there, and they were really able to one-up Cakes in that sense. And I feel like maybe Alexid and Shiver should have probably dealt immediately with that Pharah, because I feel like she was like just hovering over the point for way too long. But who knows? Maybe it's more of a comfort pick for them.
And playing the Junkrat right now, it's a pretty easy raid, and as much as I love Alexid really filling up this hole, you do want your Junkrat specialist to be playing that hero, and having Oily Beer not in this roster right now kind of hurts them in whatever plan they have against Team UwUwatch. Cakes picking Busan, since they are our home team in a way, it does mean that they get that first pick on control, and it seems like they do have this composition set and ready to really shut down Team UwUwatch in the first place. They go back to it, Junkrat as well as the Genji here, comfort as well as sustained CC, but right here, right now, the beautiful dive again from Team UwUwatch. They're just going all over the point here and there. Roxy does get first frag in terms of for Team Cakes, but UwUwatch right now just trying to go for the point as quick as can be. Izumi right now with the Fire Grenade will get the connection. There we go with the Reinhardt going for the charge, but Team UwUwatch, good execution, will be able to get the initial capture on Mecha Base.
Hello there.
Shiver over here, maybe. Oh, there you go. He switches on over to the McCree. I think he was having trouble with the Genji over there, but I was wondering why he wasn't just diving in for Izumi Zagiri, who was just sitting pretty on the Ana and the bar, and I feel like that was just an easy target and possibly a missed opportunity for Shiver on the Genji. But it looks like he's probably more comfortable and probably will experience more success on the McCree.
Yeah, it seems like for your comp, the McCree's gonna be better. I know Shiver is a pretty good Genji, but at the same time, if you're not really looking for those opportunities, as Mika said, you're not gonna be able to do much in terms of that peel. Now with the McCree instead, a lot more potent into the midfield, and there you go, Team Cakes does get the flip on back pretty quickly as well. Team UwUwatch looking to retake and looking to rotate onto the high ground.
Like Ino Arisu and Invox over here are ready to possibly do a bit of a combination here. We're probably going to see a Nano Blade really soon coming in from Invox.
Maybe here we go with the blade already whipped out by Invox. Looking to go Roman round. Team UwUwatch actually. We haven't really talked about their DPS pairing right now, but it's working out for them. Still though, Riptide will connect and get that takedown onto the Genji. Charlotte right now rampaging with only a sliver of HP will get taken down by the Whole Hog. And Team Cakes trying to hold the line after the initial picks there, courtesy of the Genji. Hook right now coming to the Wrecking Ball. No reason trying to get on away yet again. Stereo keeping on with the pressure. Here we go with the shield bash as well. And a whip shot can be so effective to shut down any of those pile drivers later on into the fight. But right here, right now, it's Jack on the board. He's gonna get the takedown there. In the meantime, Invox with a little bit of pressure. High ground though, being sieged up, and Team UwUwatch just unable to stay in their lane. They are trying to get the point, sure, but Team Cakes is still alive and breathing pretty well. Steel Trap now will get taken down. We'll see if the Junkrat can set up yet again. It doesn't happen, but there we go with the shatter from Roxanne Londe instead. Nada boost up, ready to go. Charlotte gonna get pinned to the wall. 2 frags on the board here for the Reinhardt, and Shiver onto the high ground even so. Deadeye is available right here, right now. Team Cakes holding the line into the midfield, and seems like this fight gonna be popping out in favor of Team Cakes yet again as Jack gets another kill.
Over there, UwUwatch is trying really hard to maintain that high ground, but I think they also missed a really great opportunity to dive in and possibly head on in there when they were all like pretty much low in terms of health. But I think they're gonna try to take 2 on this and possibly perform a little better.
Yeah, but Zarya into the front line gonna be really effective to get that DPS on. And Ryusu gets the flat end, will get the pile driver to connect Jack in the meantime with that tactical visor, looking to find the kill onto the Reinhardt. And there we go, tracking onto Alexid as well. Now that's gonna be the takedown there. Team UwUwatch trying to survive, but Red Rose looking like an MVP there, does get the whole hog to push everyone back. And Team Cakes playing the game of the map. Red Rose forcing everyone off, and that is going to be a point in favor of Team Cakes. We have a match here, ladies and gentlemen.
Showing off the beefiness of Roadhog right then and there. I mean, Cakes was clearly on the losing side. They were trickling in, but you saw just how, you know, Red Rose really held his ground right then and there, using the whole hog and just really using just how, you know, really like sturdy and beefy Roadhog can be. So he was like, I am not going anywhere. You all are getting off this point, and he was able to do that.
Yeah, this is my shot, this is my lane, and this is my land. Seems like a prospector in the making here for Red Rose as the Ryan and the Roadhog gonna go for the push already. Team Cakes as well as Team UwUwatch. You can see the advantage in terms of the stats on UwUwatch's side, but in that last map on Mecha Base, it really feels like Cakes just had the advantage in terms of that comp. A really awkward wrecking ball Zarya right now between Inorisu and Charlotte. I really don't agree with this. It was so much better when they played the Winston earlier on if they need to find a way to deal with the any Pharah player or whatever, or the two hit scans. They might be able to play the Diva instead. That kind of thing. They have so many answers right now. As we said, if Charlotte is on that Zarya, what can it really do with the Pharah instead? Seems like the Roxy gonna be lagging out there, and Team UwUwatch gonna get the point back. Issues abound right now for both sides, but hey, we are gonna be playing on for now, and we'll see Team UwUwatch get the point first.
Making that Zarya and Wrecking Ball composition work. And I feel like the Invox and Jack are really prioritizing Shiver over here on the Pharah. Really got that pick quite fast, and yeah, the hit scanner just really focusing really well.
Yeah, Mindstill gonna be in play onto the corner, and Roxy Londe, if only the Rhino was in position earlier on, could have made a big difference. But unfortunately right now, Team Cakes will have to deal with the consequences of those network issues, as they are gonna go for the push with the Coalescence instead. Now with the full roster on the board, as well as the Kamehameha onto that Moira, it is gonna be the push right here, going into the biggest push of them all. It has turned into a stumble and a half there for Team UwUwatch. Team Cakes now with a point on back. What a flip there, using the Coalescence to such a good degree. And I believe Alexi did go for the Riptire as well, to no avail.
Cakes though over here on a bit of a disadvantage in terms of ult economy, as Charlotte, Invox, and Jack all have their ultimates ready. So I feel like they're gonna come in maybe with a Deadeye or maybe with a grab and tack visor on their next clash.
Yeah, Deadeye is going to be available here, as you said. Invox looking for an opportunity. Charlotte though with a Graviton Surge. Interesting that they use the tactical visor right now. When everyone is in the black hole, it's kind of pretty easy to get those shots in. But anyway, it's going to be a 2, make that 3-for-1 trade here for Team UwUwatch. They are getting the numbers back in their favor. Shiver trying to dance along. Alexi though does hit the kill out the one. There's a goodbye there from Shiver before Jack gives him the mercy blow. And Team UwUwatch now another flip in their favor.
Watching this match over here like a ping pong battle is just really just bouncing from one end to the other, and these teams are still, I think, pretty even right now. I mean, every single clash I feel can go either way because these teams seem to be really equally matched.
Sacrificer here for Cakes, gonna be going for the push right here right now. The Reinhardts, oh no, we get another DC! Oh my god, we're losing over Yusu. And did he have mines or something? That's highly unfortunate. So we'll take that, and let's go back real quick and figure out what's gonna be going on here. Oh, that has to hurt. That has to hurt Mika. That's like so painful right now for Team UwUwatch, because they kind of needed that guy.
Yeah, and they had the momentum on their side as well. I mean, coming from Overwind side, wherein we've had a few disconnections as well, and we had a few connection problems, and we had to postpone a few matches here and there because of that. I know the feeling. It's incredibly difficult, and I feel really bad for Inorisu right there, who I think, yeah, you're right. I think he did have his minds coming right up. So I wonder how UwUwatch is going to bounce back with this, even with the momentum on this side. It can be really, really, really disorienting coming back into the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be so difficult, especially you're coming in from spawn. You're expecting your position to be a little different. And hey, we've had so many DCs right now. Did we have a DC though before? during the game. Not yet, right? Like, since we started from downtown and Mecha Base, we didn't get a DC till Inoriusu
No, I
did,
think
right?
this is the first one that's in game.
Okay, that's something we
Possibly the
gotta note
first of
for.
many tonight.
That's something you have to note for Mr. Rebirth, because he's gonna complain to us if we don't take note of these things, because the stats gonna reset for that specific person. But Inoriusu is back into the fold. Advantage right now for Team UwUwatch. Let's go, no more VPN. He's just gonna go for it. And I think these guys are ready to go, Mika. We can go back into the map and go back into the match. Yes, we are. So let's move into that. Let's get things started yet again. That'd be an interesting time right here, right now, as we move back into Sanctuary, and we'll see who will get the safety here. Shiver keeping on with the pressure, though. Seems like a claw is not going to stop him whatsoever. Beautiful buy grenade, though, from Izumi, and it is going to be more of a push from Team UwUwatch instead, taking advantage of the anti-heal. That's a big beam here from Charlotte. At the same time, there's a shining beacon in the lights, and the night begins to die right here, right now, as Team UwUwatch going to be keeping the lights on for this day. UwUwatch now with the advantage, Mika. Can Cakes do anything about this?
I feel like they definitely can. I mean, if you look at their ult economy right now, they have a full house coming up right now. They have everything, and they might as well just use everything in their arsenal right now to take back the point.
Toss everything over, make a barbecue out of it, and here we go with Shiver trying to cook up a grill or two, but it's not going to happen. Jack instead with that takedown, but all Exceed with that jump shot again, grenade will connect. Roxy even getting the pin on to an Overusu, and that is going to be Team Cakes at the most clutch moment, getting the point back. Very, very close right there, Mika, and they cannot give up the point anymore.
The leftover of the momentum before Inoriusu DC'd, and now I guess this is really when UwUwatch can totally regroup and really stabilize and find out what their next plan will be.
They're gonna try to figure out what's gonna be the play here, especially with the Graviton Surge in hand for Charlotte. And Inoriusu trying to get that mindset, but he's taking a lot more damage than he should. And Olexid is using that to get the Riptire and more. 3 ultimates here for Team Cakes, soon for Team UwUwatch, and losing one again to the hand of Red Rose. Beautiful pick there from the Road Dog.
We see Shiver over here trying to get some picks, trying to get attack visor up, but he is trailing behind right now. Look, it's more than enough time, I feel. They'll probably get that back up really, really soon. There we go, Inoriusu going down, but right now we're probably going to see a shatter coming in from Roxy really soon, possibly to stop them from getting that last little bit right onto that 99%.
That is huge, losing an Overusu for Team UwUwatch means has to sacrifice their life for it. And Red Nose is doing it again! Gets the Popper Hulag on, and it is gonna be second time's the charm here for Team Cakes. They do the same thing at the last moment, and they will take the victory without even having to fight for it.
Play
Ow.
of the game.
Really, really unfortunate for UwUwatch, because I feel like had maybe that DC not come in, maybe they would have held it. Maybe they would have kept up that momentum. But right after that, it was just too late. It was too soon, and I feel like they just weren't able to recover from that. So these things really, really, really affect the gameplay. I mean, I thought before that was like, okay, just reconnect, no big deal. It really does. I mean, even if you didn't lose, even if you didn't lose your ultimate in there. Oh wow, Happy Ball getting 10 comments over there. Even if you didn't, it's still the momentum. It's still getting your head back into the game and knowing who's where and where's your team and everything. So, yeah, I really do feel bad for UwUwatch at that point.
It's kind of unfortunate that getting pushed away not just once but twice really hurting them there. And yeah, we've been having a lot of technical issues on both our side as well as the players, but hey, we're gonna be looking to figure that one out. So far, so good though. And they're they're swapping VPNs right now, trying to figure out what to do. And well, for Team Cakes, that's a pretty well-deserved victory there on Busan. They played to the objective and they got it in their bag. What do you think? Was it really just DC, or could have Team UwUwatch done something a little better? Especially in that last fight, losing 2 at the very start, kind of hurting their chances there.
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like Inoriusu probably could have, I'm not sure if it was maybe connection problems, disconnecting from the VPN, but he probably could have stepped on the point and just delayed it just a little bit, maybe for the rest of the team to come in and get those picks. I mean, they did have that grab in there, So maybe there was an opportunity to, just delay it just a little bit longer because that match was really, really close. I mean, they were both at, in terms of like I think they were like 92, 99 at that point. So I do feel like there was probably a missed opportunity there for UwUwatch.
Yeah.
But it is our first map. So and this is already close enough, I feel. So we'll probably see how UwUwatch plans to turn the tide, or Cakes keep up what they're doing right now once we get into our next map.
No, I completely agree. Especially now as Team UwUwatch is gonna get that map pick onto hybrid we go. I wouldn't be expecting anything else but a potential dive map here. Again, with Charlotte and Oriusu on the Winston Wrecking Ball, I feel like that's the best composition for Team UwUwatch and their antics. A while ago on the Zarya, I really doubted it in so many ways. It's not because Charlotte isn't a good Zarya, but more of what it really brings to the table. If you're playing that Winston, you can leap onto different targets that the Wrecking Ball is already hampering. You can leap onto objectives, that kind of thing. Even though it's really Red Rose and his positioning winning out the day, if only they had that opportunity there with a more speedy hero. If you feel like there's too much damage though from other sources, maybe you can go for the D.Va instead. Just really fit into the dive in the first place. And dive has been UwUwatch's bread and butter as soon as they discovered it. Do you remember when we talked to Norisu and it was just like I just tried it and it really clicked? What do you feel? What do you feel, Mika? Was that really the turning point for Team UwUwatch as a team?
I feel like it was. I feel like it was, and especially if you find, the character that works for you, the play style that really, really works for you. Especially as a lot of these teams in the New Wave Invitationals have been playing together for so many years, but others as well probably brought in one or two new members into the fold. So they were probably still working out like who exactly does this or who exactly does that. So I feel like once Inu Orisu really discovered his talent, his natural talent on the wrecking ball over there, things just sort of clicked for them because they really formed that identity really fast. I feel more so than I mean, for those teams that are forming their identities here on the New Wave Invitationals, that was just magic for them.
That's true, that's true, that's true. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are just waiting on for our next map. But since we were talking about the tank line anyway, let's look into those stats there for the tanks in the first place. For Cakes, Roxy and Red Rose has been the pairing of choice from time to time. Now, it's really interesting for Team Cakes because they have a pseudo 3-man rotation for their tank line. Roxy is usually the stable main tank, and hence Red Rose or Stereo depending on what they need. But for now, it's 14.96 for Roxy and average eliminations with 6.1 average damage. For Red Rose in the meantime, 15.8 for average eliminations and 4.815 average damage. Kinda on the lower end side here for Team Cakes, but apparently they win out in different ways. And that's what I see from Team Cakes. They kind of win out in more unconventional ways. In the tank line, they find these perfect opportunities out of nowhere, but overall they're more on the defensive end in many ways. Now for Red Rose, still worrying though, yet they're not doing too much damage per se, but I feel like it's a mixture also of that dabble into the support line from time to time, kind of messing up the stats in that way. But in the meantime, for Team UwUwatch, you can see that Charlotte and Oriusu really packing up that punch right there at then. 23.81 average eliminations for Charlotte with 6.7 average damage. Usually on cleanup duty because in Oriusu with that enabler, 7.4k average damage with 21.75 average eliminations. The 1-2 punch with the Winston and the Wrecking Ball doing a lot overall for that team.
Right. Winston and Wrecking Ball in there. Of course, once they dive in there, they do pack that punch that you mentioned, and we can see really that the UwUwatch tank lineup over here does really their share of damage. But as you mentioned, Red Rose and Roxy over here probably paying a little bit more defensively, more I guess using more of their utilities to stop or crowd control everything. But Charlotte and Inorisa here, you can see that these guys are really supporting their teams in terms of eliminations and in terms of damage. They are not just there to absorb everything. They're not just a tank line, but they are also equally damage dealers themselves.
Completely. And hey, if you're gonna be able to just do the damage there, you might just look to be 4 DPS in a way. But hey, speaking of damage, we have seen damage on this map a lot already for many teams. And hey, Mika, it's your favorites. We got map number 2 coming our way. It is King's Row. And as a expert of King's Row, what can you say about this map?
an expert of King's Row. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like pretty much this is I call this I call the hybrid map the King's Row map. Like, which King's Row map are you gonna do now? Of course, it's King's Row. But yeah, this is really pretty much I think everybody's comfort zone. It's really one of the more well balanced maps, and like for example, this was for example the first map ever that our team was able to master. I mean, that shows, I guess, how basic it is
Ooh.
in its essence. That even beginner teams and stuff can pick it up. So going into teams like Cakes and UwUwatch, of course, they will probably have a lot of really really nice tricky strategies over here. It's a great map to really play the style of Cakes, which is like holding their ground and really holding that point. But it's also a great place for UwUwatch to just dive in there. There's so many opportunities to create that Charlotte and Inu Arisu sandwich.
Exactly, and it seems like our sides are ready to go. Team UwUwatch gonna be on attack into this one. Team Cake's gonna be on the defense. And well, we are gonna be going back into the streets of London one more time. King's Row has been one of the defining maps of the New Wave Invitationals, as it has been for many maps in the Overwatch scene. But this is gonna be map number 2 out of 4. Substitution in order as well. Blackbeard now coming in the dead of night to come in as well to save all Exceed from her duties on that Junkrat. And Team Cakes, winning out with a sub like that gonna be a pretty big deal already. But let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's move in to map number 2.
Initiating match.
Oh, do we have like stats on how often King's Row in the New Wave Invitationals? I feel like we've barely seen any other hybrid maps at this point.
Well, I honestly say that we've seen a few here and there, but overall, yeah, King's Row has to be number 1. It is number 1 right there. And over Ryusu, oh man, more technical issues. Again, hurt and stuff, and yeah, I guess we're gonna have to fix that out for Mr. Inoryusu just a bit. Still there. Yeah, let's ask him. Still there? Is he okay? Oh, there, he's fine. He's fine now. He's finally in. It took a while. Like, when you hear the starting gun at the starting line pop, and then you're like, I want to take a little break, head start for everyone else, and now Norisu's here.
Like, it wasn't even the starting gun. It was that, okay, get ready or something.
True.
And
It's like,
then he was just there. He's getting in line. The starting gun is about to go off right now.
yeah, fair point. Like, it's like the runners getting called to get back into their starting positions, and then he's still at the pit lane, that kind of thing. But hey, you deal with it. That kind of thing. You got Norisu's back on board. And since we are at King's Row, Team UwUwatch is going to be playing their classic dive composition. Very interesting pick, actually. It's something I do want to note. Now, they are going to be playing their old school Rhine Zarya, and Charlotte has shown he's still really potent on that Zarya, but we haven't seen Norisu on the Rhine for quite a while already. I know this is one of his signature heroes, one of his main heroes overall, but we'll see if it can really put up and be put to the task to try and face up against Rox in London, because Team Cakes right now winning out the competition, winning out the fight into the front line, the hotel, the grave of Team UwUwatch, and that is a team kill already for Team Cakes.
Right to the lobby, but I feel like maybe Izumi Asagiri should have ran in with the rest of the team, because he was being harassed in there, causing the team to splinter just a little bit and losing that opportunity to really everybody into the hotel and in one compact little ball.
Yeah, Exodus right now even taking care of Jack along the way onto the high ground. He stays on to Happy Ball though in the meantime, getting the resurrection, and the push right now from Team UwUwatch trying to come to a head, but Norisu smacking his head itself onto the double decker, not really facing the right way, but Inbox in the meantime taking the opportunity there, and now finally Shiver is using this Genji to a good degree. He's harassing the Ash as much as possible. Cakes though in the meantime losing out on position thanks to that dynamite, and Inbox making a big difference overall. Push though here from UwUwatch might get hampered by the loss of Inomariyusu. They're staying in the front line with the Zarya instead. First tick now gonna get taken by the attacking side, but Blackbeard with the flank gonna get vaporized by the beam instead.
Right, that was a little bit messy, I feel, on the side of UwUwatch, but they made it work somehow, some way. The right picks, I feel. I have to commend Inbox and Jack over there for just focusing on the right people. But Shiver over here possibly going to try and take back the points.
Yeah, Nanoblade, even with the beat, it's a little too much there from Team Cakes. I feel like they overcommitted in that regard. And now without the firepower, Norisu goes for the Soul Shatter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you go for the Nanoblade, you don't really combo it with the beat unless your Genji is in dire straits. The beat blade itself is its own combo. combo, and well, using both at the same time means that the dissipation of the shields isn't really going to be too utilized because of the damage reduction there. So I feel like for Team Cakes, if they really wanted that sustain on, they should have timed that right out for stereo before all of that in the first place, or maybe during the middle of the fight. But hey, Team Cakes right now putting up a good defense at the very start, but UwUwatch able to just salvage that one, move on through, and get the objective. Barrier now broken, can't go for the grab and search. Will Charlotte go for it? A little afraid of that deflect action, and Team UwUwatch playing it safe rather than sorry.
Sneak in, trying to get a good position for the Death Blossom right now. As we know, this is a really tough choke point over here, but a really ripe one as well for Reaper and for nice heavy damage ultimates. So I guess he's trying to get in here, and Boston is going to get in the kick to go for a Jack.
Roxy even fragging out Jack all alone, and Jack in box, great place to be in, but Jack not gonna be in the box there to stay safe. Shiver will get the cut instead. So for Team Cakes, it seems like their supports are really feeling the heat right now, doing so much together with the top up on around the 3k margin, especially Star right now. He's almost 4k, meaning he's going to get that sound barrier very soon, and using that amped up to make sure it's going to be ready to go for this next fight. But Bob is going to be available, and a battle action Butler that we're moving on through yet again. Here we go with the Shatter, blocked by Roxy. Beautiful defensive play right there, and something we really noticed from Team Cakes. They like playing the more defensive angle on that tank line. Eventually though, they find the angle there, and this is the opportunities we have talked about for Team Cakes. Roxy right now rampaging, does get through. Red Rose in the meantime with a kill as well. 3k on the board right here right now for Team Cakes. 4 on the board again, and that is the mercy of 2 Happy Ball flying on around. Finn! Not gonna happen, but still, Team Cakes even staggering this mercy here.
The chess match right there. It was a chess match of ultimates. Going in for the counter shatters, blocking each other's shatters, and then countering with a beat and everything. It just felt like everybody was just denying or controlling everybody else's ults.
Speaking of that ult zone, that's Jack right now letting it rip. Shatter there from Roxy Lawn there. Not gonna be able to do much there, but Shiver in the meantime doing more with the blade. He doesn't need the beat. He doesn't need an added boost. All he needs is his honor and his family behind his back, and that Cakes family right there keeping him up in the first place. The Mortar though fading on the way. Izumi Zaguri staying in behind. Coalescence out available for Team UwUwatch, but on the other side, it's gonna be Cakes holding on to the corner again. Solid defense at the middle of King's Row.
Over here just dominating on that Genji. Really scary Genji over there. And we have Blackbeard over here who was supporting on the Widow, but now hopping into the Tracer. Probably wants to get in on that flanking action. Probably wants to get in and in the faces of UwUwatch over here, just trying to get those flanks, pick off the supports, like picking off two Happy Ball right then and there.
Blackbeard does get the kill onto the Mercy, going for the Resurrection, but everyone else is dead because of that beautiful shatter there from Innova Ryusu. Seems like the Tracer though, jolly as he can be, gonna be backing on out. And for Team Cakes, interesting, they're gonna be playing a sort of old school dive right now with the Brian Zarya. Can they actually do direct damage? That's the real question. And Fatalist with the flag gets the Vibrate to connect, but it's too late for Team Cakes to actually get the contest on. So close, but no cigar. They're gonna go for the team wipe instead, cleaning up everyone outside of the spawn. At the very least, that's gonna be Cakes using that nano boost only to get all of that action going, but what could have been a potential stop does allow Team UwUwatch instead to get the capture on. 2:15 on the clock, still a big chance for UwUwatch to take this roadmap experience.
And they waited just a long, and I feel like if they were just rushed in there maybe just a little bit earlier, they probably would have stopped that. They did have I feel like they did have the right idea going in there, but right now UwUwatch has a spawn advantage, so it looks like it is right now in the court of UwUwatch.
Yeah, but as we say that though, that's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. UwUwatch, I think, wasting the opportunity because they had the spawn advantage, they had to push over, but they threw out the bomb and he went into the doorway and said, "May I take your hat, sir?" to absolutely no one. But Jack playing that McCree right now. Double hits can here from Team UwUwatch, something we see a lot actually here at the New Wave Invitationals. And Team UwUwatch, between the 3 players, all of them really solid on that McCree. Inbox though, trying to get some really more value on the Ashen. I like him really branching out in the first place, but Blackbeard and Shiver ults are online. Will they go for the beat play this time? Will they wait for the nano boost? It doesn't seem to be the case because Blackbeard has decided to kill Inbox immediately. And Stereo with that poop there. Shiver right now going for dash on in. Retro's now with the KO as well. And that's his Team Cakes cleaning that one up in one fell swoop. Who needs ultimates? You got your abilities, you got your shots. The Pulse Bomb sure is used, but that's gonna be easy tidings for the Tracer to get back it again.
I feel like that was really unfortunate because I feel like Arisa and Charlotte were about to possibly, get in their game-ending ultimates right then and there. But Arisa was booked off by the Lucio. One of my favorite things to do, by the way, as a Lucio as well. So I feel like that just totally got them out of their groove. And there we go. Arisa just not getting it, getting picked again by another support by Ex-Fatalist. And UwUwatch over here just really suffering right now. They have this one last clash to make it work.
Yeah, the reset right there from the Tracer, and a pretty clean blade there from Shiver at the same time. Nana boost as well as the Dragon Blade. Combo for the ages, but for Team Cakes, one last fight is all they need to stop UwUwatch in their tracks. They have been dominating King's Row so far compared to the back and forth there on Busan. And honestly, for Team UwUwatch, feels like they have been hurt by that loss there on the previous round. But right here, right now, Ultimate's online. 3 kills already. Beautiful backline play here from Team Cakes. And I'd have to say for Team UwUwatch, they're kind of front load heavy. The stick connects onto the Wrecking Ball. What a flick there from Blackbeard. Gets the connection at the last moment. Inbox right now gonna be recalling on a way to try and make it down. Blinks are abound yet again. Can Team UwUwatch actually survive into this one? Looking to still stay on Red Rose though, holding the machine guns at bay. And that is gonna be enough for Team Cakes to potentially hold the line here. Last chance for Charlotte. He's gonna get pinned along the way. Izumi Zagiri right now on top of that payload, all covered with by grenade. And that is gonna be my meatball falling on down right there, cause Team Cakes defending that last part of the map.
Valiant attempt, I feel, by UwUwatch to try and stall that fight, but I just feel like it was just too much. They were already out of sync. They were falling out of sync already, as as is usually the case when you head into that last clash. I mean, it's so easy to panic and fall apart and possibly be forced to switch into heroes that you aren't exactly 100% comfortable with, or that maybe you had your ult coming in and everything, but you had to just stall that payload. So I feel like that's what Charlotte was trying to do. Even though I feel like they had the Ryan's Zarya coming in, and they really had their also Inarisu possibly switched onto the Rhine because of the internet issues. So it's factors like these that really affect the outcome of a game. So I feel like that was probably a lost cause for UwUwatch at that point. Although it was a really good attempt, I feel, to stop the payload.
Yeah, and I just gotta say there's so much issues right now for Cakes as well as UwUwatch, and I feel like they're both basically handicapped in the way. It's really sad to say though, but if it's just that you gotta play on right now. We are here, we are now, and we have started the series, so there's no saying, can we do this tomorrow? Cause it's like we got the game going and we are here and we are ready to go. But I can say for people with high IND, if that's packet loss, I really have to anticipate, and you have to make sure that your shots do actually connect. Like sometimes you have to go for a double tap, if Zombieland has taught you anything, it's just to tap the head twice just in case. Because maybe that first shot doesn't even register. It's a go shot there that goes dissipating into the mist, and right now for, Ryusu, he's gonna be needing to make sure his shield is actually up before his team dies in behind. But I feel set here for Team Cakes. They're playing the double sniper of old. It's gonna be the Hanzo, the Widowmaker, going for the crossfire, and in the meantime, it's Inbox right now getting the first kill. Shiver low, too close to comfort. Blackbeard in the meantime trying to go for a shot or two. And sure, the Widowmaker right now might be able to get some value there. I get invited by Olivier for some reason when we invite him to the game instead. And right now, Inbox going for the push, and Team UwUwatch getting things done. Blackbeard will get the kill there, and it seems like the offense right now coming closer and closer together. Beautiful headshot will connect. Blackbeard, Red Rose on the board. Here we go right now with Charlotte. Gravity Surge is available. Shots keeping on coming already. And on in behind is Jack skulking. Seems like Mika though. This is just Team Cakes imposing whatever they had and more. Even though the fight was elongated, it was just enough for them to get that point back.
Right, and I feel like this is also a lesson in the don't ignore the widow, because we saw Inbox over there attempting to take down Blackbeard over here. He just wasn't successful, even though they were both so low. But that just enabled Blackbeard to come in right when Cake was pushing in, and give that additional support, give those additional headshots just as they were pushing in, and they eventually just took the point.
And my mistake there, guys, is fix that one up real quick on the spec side. As that's a shatter from Roxas Lande, getting that value there immediately. Beautiful value, beautiful shatter from Team Cakes. And well, for UwUwatch right now, they're gonna have all those check parts ready to go in just a bit. They have 4 ultimates online, trying to get push on. 64 kills though for Team Cakes, and they are making this a pretty one-sided affair here on King's Row.
The Team Cakes as well, they still have Beat coming in, and they still have the Amp Matrix as well, ready to do lots and lots of damage, enough for this last push over here in the second point.
Yeah, here we go though with Orisu and Jack coming on board, coming into the push yet again, looking to make it through to the other side. And this is going to be Team UwUwatch right now, just basically retaking that payload for free. They got a pick or two into the front line, and Team Cakes is like, okay, we're regrouping, we're resetting. And the more space the Team Cakes can actually get, the better for them, because that's what we were looking for at our Blackbeard, getting the outrange. He's playing the Widowmaker right now versus the McCree and the Ashe. So I'd say for Team Cakes, they will be able to play the long-range game a lot better. Sapphire though into play, and there we go with the Gravity Surge as well. Shatter will come online. An absolute decimation from Team UwUwatch, but I can really commend Cakes there, because they forced out an extra ultimate that shouldn't have happened because of that eye field as well as the sound barrier. So overall, a more worthwhile trade honestly for Team Cakes. They lose the shields, yes, but they got 3 big ultimates on the other side.
It's one of those things where you think, you know, they won that fight, but did they really win that fight? Because right here, UwUwatch only has Bob coming in, and we know that Bob's a really, really reliable team member, but I'm really uncomfortable with Bob going up against that Old Hog by Red Rose, and the Dragon as well by Shiver.
Yeah, Apex is going to be set, and here we go with the Dragon, as you said. Look to make it through to the other side, giving cover for Team Cakes, and Roxy wants to survive as much as possible. Nobody is going to be staying on the left, though, and here we go with the Old Hog right now from Red Rose, getting the push on Team Cakes, trying to hug that corner and make it through to the other end. Stereo keeping the tunes on with this Lucio, and Team Cakes using that speed to get in position. But here comes Bob again. Jack right now letting it rip. Inbox is all on the free right now, and it's something we've seen from Team UwUwatch. They swap around on terms of that hit scan, but all they need to do is shoot heads and they will be able to get value. But speaking of the shot on, Inbox with the dead eye behind, but unfortunately, there we go with the second point take by Team Cakes.
Bob was maybe a second too late, because I feel like Bob probably would have done a lot more damage with both tanks in position on the side of UwUwatch. But as we say, that at least they are able to regroup and possibly hold this very, very last point. They don't, Cakes doesn't even have to push it all the way. They just have to make it past that corner. And it's coming really, really close over here. And, you know, oh no, Rizu booped and falls down the hole once again.
Yeah, beautiful boop there from Stereo, finds the angle. Red Rose right now trying to play the cheeky corner, and oh my god, the boop from Roxy instead! He knows the angle, and that's gonna be her making that one count. Beautiful stuff with the pin, not going for the connection, getting the shove instead, and this is really when push comes to shove. Off the ledge you go. Here we go with the Shatter right now, getting in behind. Idorisu trying to go for the clutch play. Lucas sleep started for his troubles. Grab the surge right now. Sound barrier in response. 1-for-1 trade. Shiver keeping the shots on in behind. And Team Cakes with the pincer attack. Can they actually get this victory here? Can they actually finish up the map? It's Jack though with the Bob taking a nap there. Contest coming in from the Ashe. I think though the Bob was still in position for that one. So this putting Jack in such a bad strait. Little Red Riding Hood, where is your basket full of tools? As it's a 2-for-1 trade right now for Team Cakes. Blackbeard is fragging out Sleeper again from X-Fatalist. Absolutely clutch. 4 kills on the board. There we go, Rana going for the push one more time. And Norisu tried to survive. And Charlotte going around and around the world as much as he goes. Spy Grenade will connect. And Team Cakes takes a 2-0 lead.
A good match right there. I mean, like, I just feel like it was really, really unfortunate that Rizu was booped off, followed by the follow coming over there by Roxy. So I feel like losing that, that's really, really unfortunate, and I just feel like once they lost their group, once that happened, and that just enabled Cakes to just trample in there. But by that last flash, they were just trickling and they were just trying to stall as much as possible. But I feel like that was the moment when they lost that point.
I honestly have to say that was just really, really smartly done in so many ways by Team Cakes. That angle was absolutely perfect, and well played there to Roxy as well as Stereo. Damn, Mika. That was a great Kings Row map.
Oh, it happened, but awesome work over there by Roxy, and awesome work overall by Cakes.
Yeah, overall it was just a big difference there on how more decisive. Because, Team Cakes was just like, oh, we're just gonna walk in, we're just gonna do all of this. and they made space enough for their two snipers to do so much over there. It seems like though our teams are looking to go for reconnections, figure things out on the technical side. So we're gonna be helping them out real quick. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the New Wave Invitationals. Don't go away. We'll be right back for our halftime reports. So welcome back, ladies and gents, and well, we got X Failers of Team Cakes here. How you doing, X Failers?
Hey, good evening. I'm doing fine. I've just eat something, so a little bit shaky too right now.
Yeah, it's like don't worry about it. Having food in between halftime gives you that energy to make sure that you guys can continue on with your lead. And speaking of that lead, it's a very impressive one, 2-0 right now. How are you guys feeling against a team that we have touted to basically be pretty even with you guys?
Um, we're pretty nervous, but then again, we thought that this is the last match that we will be playing, so we both, the team agreed that we'll make the best out of it. So here we are. We're doing our best. Hopefully, we're doing great on the stream.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna be looking to be really exciting. So 2-0 right now in the lead. And well, it has been an impressive time so far in the first place. I just gotta say though, on Busan, you got your road dog to push everyone back. Is that the way you guys practice that, or was that just a whim thing?
I don't know really. I think Red Rose has its own play, but surprisingly, it works. So it's good, I think.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm just gonna get things done that way and make sure everything is a-okay in the first place. So by this point in time though, I just gotta say that you guys are in a pretty impressive 2-0 lead. And I do want to ask, did you guys come up with these compositions specifically for Team UwUwatch, or is this really just basically how you guys like to play, comfort picks and the like?
Um, we're just playing comfort picks as of now because we're trying to um, make the best out of our main heroes. So this increases our chance of winning. So maybe that's our technique for the matches.
Yeah, exactly. And I just gotta say, we have seen you do so much with the Ana, and well, we have seen you get some big buy grenades. So, when did you, how do you look for nades in the first place? Do you really look for them offensively, or just like, throw them, make sure everyone gets healed, or whoever gets anti-healed?
Um, as an nano main, I think I'll go for be better than getting picks to the end, getting anti-nades to the enemy because the DPS can do that for me. So my job is just to keep them alive. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're doing a great job at it. That's all I gotta say. It has been really impressive overall how you've been playing the Ana for the past
Uh,
few weeks. And I just want to ask
Thank you.
also, what are you guys aiming for? Because New Wave Invitationals is ending really soon in terms of the regular season. And do you guys have a goal in mind on what place you want to end in?
As of now, we don't really talk about what we when where we will go after this new web invitational, but hopefully we can the team can talk about it after this match is done.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. You still have your playoffs, so don't worry about that. But
Oh yeah.
I'm just excited to see what maybe the future of Cakes is in the first place. It's really great to have you. Of course, you can have your shoutouts right now. Anyone you wanna say hi to on stream?
Uh, I don't really have any someone to shout, but shout out to my team: Roxy, Red Rose, Blackbeard, Shiver, Stereo, Alex, and Oily Beer, and most of all, our manager, Maui Cakes. Thank you for trusting
Okay.
us
Yes,
and getting your
exactly.
team.
Exactly. And well, congratulations to you guys. You guys are up 2-0, and we'll see how far you can go. I'll toss you guys back over to Team Cakes. Bye bye, XAList. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Nika, you heard all that. Well, Mr. Anna has been doing a lot, that's for sure.
Not that I'm surprised to hear that they're prioritizing comfort picks over, something like strategy or
Hello?
comfortable you are with a hero over, especially for like a league like this where it's very casual, over say composition or countering a certain hero or something. Really goes to show that if you're like 100% comfortable with a hero, it will really show, and somehow the compositions will just work, everything will just fall into place as it does with Cakes.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like we have gotten our third map up and running, and it will be Unana. It will be Havana. So Havana picked up this time by Team UwUwatch. What can we expect from, well, this map pick, it's gonna be really interesting to see kind of the shorter end of the escort side, especially on how it kind of plays into. You got that open first part, you got that close second, and you get that really open third. What can we expect from these two teams?
I have a feeling that UwUwatch will probably bring back their dive comp, whether it's on defense or attack. I feel like they're just a lot more comfortable with it, so they might use it both defensively and offensively. That's just my guess over here. And Cakes still doing what they do, in their comfort zone, which is just being who they are, playing who they want to play, and which also has been working really well for them. So I feel like maybe Cakes is on the advantage right now, just because, technical problems aside, Cakes just right now just really has a better groove. I feel like UwUwatch, once Cake starts pushing in, they tend to fall apart a little bit and they fall out of sync. Their advantage really is once they get that groove in the beginning, but they can't seem to sustain it for very long, especially once Cake starts adding in the pressure and pushing in. So I feel like maybe they'll need their comfort picks as well. UwUwatch will need their comfort picks as well.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, we can get now into our third game, and well, we are moving into Havana. Now, just want to do this one time. If you guys are coming in for Valorant, there are a lot of technical issues today, so this match got delayed to the point that we are already at supposed to be our end time, and we are halfway into this one. So I put the stream. If you're waiting for Valorant, it's gonna happen after this match directly. I'll hop into the Discord. I expect that the admins have already fixed up a single map and ready to go, so for our first 10 should be ready as soon as I hop in. I know it's kind of imposing, but we want to get into those games very soon. And Mika juggling two games at two different times at the same day, things happen, and it's really difficult, honestly, sometimes.
I know you're a very busy man, but I feel like it's a good problem to have. I mean, it's nice that so many people trust you to actually run these games, and I really do have to commend you as being the go-to person for a lot of these games. So congratulations on all the attention.
Yeah, while you guys are waiting on, we got some very healthy people in the Valorant PH community, so I just want to give their shoutouts to them, really making my life so much easier for this new game, because it's a huge community and new people anyway. And since we are on SEA, it's going to be lots of new people, so as I said, especially if one of the admins are here, guys, please fix up that first game, so as soon as I hop in, we're already ready to go. I can just quickly swap the game, swap the stream title, and we are set, and we will be A-OK to play into Valorant. But right now, we'll be seeing these two teams in the middle of the pack in the new wave Invitationals facing off, and maybe in the future we might be able to do such a system in Valorant. But by this point in time, it is going to be Cakes running that Reinhardt and Rodog yet again into the front line. Ryan Diva this time for Nomarisu and Charlotte. It's going to be really interesting as we have Olivier into the field, and Take's going to be using these grenades as much as possible. Those facials on Raze, it's going to be that times 10. It's just going to be Junkrat flying on around as much as possible with those satchels, with those concussive mines, as you could say here. And we're a polymerization of these two games, but right here, right now, it is Cakes holding on for dear life at this corner.
That's right, the famous Olivier on the famous Junkrat play right now. So I'm wondering how this will really add into the dynamic of Cakes and how this will switch things up. But they've been doing really well so far, so I feel like they're just going to continue on. And possibly Olivier, being very comfortable on that Junkrat, will deal in some massive damage over here, running that Junkrat and McCree. And I think we're going into another DC right now, this time on the side of Cakes.
I think they DC'd on purpose because I didn't see the pause in time. My bad there. But yeah. Here we go again, ladies and gents. Same issues again. This has been a terrible time in terms of all of this, and yeah, it's fine. It's okay. We scheduled this before, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. This is our
third world problems.
They all feel so bad for we're taking all my time. It's okay. Let's go back into this one, ladies and gents. So here we go again. We're moving back into this one. I can't even find the overlay anymore, and we go back into the fight. Yes, lag spike, and there we go. We're back. So this thing is on sticks and stones, already breaking my bones, and names might not hurt me, but performance does. And oh my god, Charlotte even catching out all the beard there. That's gonna be a takedown into the first place. Shiver though with a beautiful deadeye from the side, and that is gonna be 4 kills on the board. You get the lock on, you get the takedown, and that is just gonna be a kill, and a kill. Fight right now for Shiver, getting even more so. Charlotte's gonna get the evac, and this is gonna be an ace and a hold for Shiver. He gets all 6, and he is absolutely on fire.
Amazing work, Shiver over there saying, hey, if you're gonna disconnect, it's okay, I got you. I'll just carry the whole team right here for this clash. And he is just in top form right now. 4 on the Deadeye. And just finishing up, cleaning up everything with getting rid of the Diva as well. So right now, UwUwatch, as we can see, is having a really tough time pushing through this point, even though they're dealing a lot of damage to Cakes over here.
And there go Roxalon taking a nap, but the Nano Boost saving the day. Really lucky right there. Experimentless with the proper time, and seems like, you know, they've been teasing him that the interview kind of making him more jittery. But that was the perfect Nano Boost to really remember, saving the Reinhardts from the big boom. And these are the Reinhardts right now going for the brawl yet again. Shiver right now taking a nap. There we go with the toss though from Izumi. And UwUwatch looking to hold the corner yet again. 2 Happy Ball though still into this fight. Inbox right now looking on around as well. And the Rein still gonna be fighting yet again. High ground right now for Shiver. He got the 6k a while ago, looking for a flank, but Team Cakes right now, even though they're losing members, they are still fine and dandy by the payload.
Oily Beer goes down, but UwUwatch over here is still looking like they need to find what exactly their plan is for this last push on this first point over here. So I wonder if Oily Beer going down is going to help them at all, but it seems like Cake is just about ready for a regroup, especially with that beat coming in over there by Stereo.
Yeah, there goes Sandbarrier, gonna get tossed on over, shields into play immediately, giving so much sustain, and that's a beautiful shatter from Roxy London, just getting the fault line into play with that shatter, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Nano Boost right now, going for the push, and UwUwatch with the counter shatter, look for the pin, gets the sandwich, it's a T-bone right there, onto Roxy, and Team UwUwatch gonna be looking to extend play here. They get that first point on the board, and this is gonna be 3 minutes now on the clock on this offense.
Right, we saw the Nano Ryan coming in from X-Fatalist and Roxy, but that counter shatter by Ino Arisa just stopped possibly Cakes staying on that point. They were just able to take that Reinhardt down, that Nano Reinhardt down, and that was too much for Cakes, and they had to fall back, eventually giving up that first point. Now we're gonna head into this, as you mentioned, the CQC part. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see some hero swaps over here. And we do over here by Charlotte and Ino Arisu, playing that awkward wrecking ball and Zarya once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's really your comfort right now. When you see a Zarya with a different main tank, it really just means that you have a Zarya player that knows what he's doing, and you have a main tank who knows what he's doing with that specific tank. So Team UwUwatch is going to make it work. It doesn't really make sense even on paper, not gonna lie, but Oily Beer is just throwing grenades. That makes sense a lot, bouncing on around. The wrecking ball boops people away, and the Zarya tries to bring them together. So it's kind of a little finicky there in terms of Team UwUwatch, and especially on the inside right now, this is gonna hurt them. Now I understand why UwUwatch has the wrecking ball right now. They did go for the contest, they wanted the Norisa back into the fight, but they did get the push into the warehouse. That gives them a lot of time to swap, and that is a big mistake right now, unless UwUwatch can make this work through sheer force of will. Red Rosa with the hook yet again. Oily Beer right now, Reptar available, Deadeye as well as the Nanaboo's gonna be online here, and Team Cakes looking on around even more so into the corner. Push coming yet again from the wrecking ball, gets a pile driver on, bouncing the Roadhog one more time. The Honor right now gonna be in position. There we go with the fire strike, one last moment, and this is gonna be 3 ults versus 3 ults, make that 4 coming very soon for both. Let's watch the Reptar follow on over, and the Oily Beer special is gonna be a 2-for-1 right there yet again. Order now, you'll get a large coke for free.
Seeing to get desperately trying to get those supports down over here, but oh my gosh, X-Fatalist and Stereo just holding the point and trying to fight off Inu Arisu right here. As a support player, I'm actually scared of facing off a wrecking ball while on Illusion, but I guess X-Fatalist says I can handle him. I'll probably just sleep dart him or nade him away, and it looks like they hold the point. They're able to hold the point for Roxy and Red Rose to get back into their positions.
Exactly. And hey, that is just Team Cakes again, holding the line one more time. UwUwatch still on the awkward wrecking ball, and even though we have touted, you know, Arisu to be one of the best balls into the league, this is really painful to see on Havana Warehouse. There is almost no space, and Roxy right now going for the shot. The beautiful sound barrier from Stereo, but now it dissipates, and the gravity surge is going to be into play there. But it's now time for the Marshal to get in position. We'll see if the Sheriff can actually get these shots. The Peacekeeper from Shiver does get 2 with a nano boost, and if you can get those bullets loaded with a most high caliber right there, gonna be pushing on forward even more so. Combat roll to get the instant reload, and Cakes right now on the high ground. 7 seconds left. Can Cakes hold the line here? And will it actually pan out in the first place? Time is ticking, and Cakes will force a C9 here as UwUwatch doesn't even bother to go to the payload.
Right, there's just not enough time for them to step onto that payload, but I feel like they really did. Really did try their best on that point. Switching over to the comfort heroes as well seems to be the theme of tonight. And Arisa switching over to the wrecking ball with Charlotte on the Zarya. I feel probably did boost their confidence a little bit, but you're right. It just wasn't enough to counter, I guess, the composition and the damage dealt by Cakes.
Exactly, and hey, it's gonna be Team Cakes right now going for the push here on Havana. Remember, guys, we still got one more map after this one. Gonna be looking to see if Cakes can actually go for the 4-0 sweep, or can UwUwatch actually come with a map on back. But the position, or as well as the results, aren't over yet. Cakes can still mess up. They only have to get 2 halfway ports of the map, sure, but it is going to be a very, very desperate endeavor right now for Team UwUwatch to prevent that from happening. The Reinhardt and the Zara are going to be in the front line, going to be pretty delicate to say the least, looking to make things happen. But in the meantime, Kicks right now with that Junkrat, and so we're going to be watching these grenades fly as much as possible. It's going to be pretty interesting to see, that's for sure, as tables right now being taken again by Team Cakes. Stereo though dancing around, he's on that Lucio, and I see this Fast and Furious playstyle right now. This is the comp we were talking about earlier on, Mika, that Cakes wants to run, and now they have the proper members. Like, as much as I love Alexseed for filling in, you have to put Oily Bear on that Junkrat, and this is what exactly is going to be all about.
Definitely seeing over here with Stereo on the Lucio and X-Fatalist on that Ana, seeing this sort of like very, very tanky setup over here with a lot of sustain coming in and possibly ready to steamroll over UwUwatch over here.
Yeah, right clicks now, easy takedown onto Jack. The Ash not paying attention, but that's gonna be a Sleep Dart Terror, giving the Genji a little bit of a reprieve at the last moments. UwUwatch though unable to secure that kill, and right here, right now, Cakes looking for the push onto the corner, getting a really good clear, taking the high ground. A lot of check forks right now for Team Cakes, properly done. Seems like the hammers still are swinging on the way. There we go with the Zarya popping that bubble into the front line. Biograph's gonna be into play as well, and grenades keeping on coming. Sustain a band though for Team Cakes, and neither side losing anyone, but Red Rose with the flank instead gets out of dodge right there, and this is still Cakes with the advantage. Oh, Shatter though!
Over there. Oh,
that's a big one from Norisu. Did you see that one, Mika? Through the fire, through the furnace, and through the shield. Gets the stun on, and the Norisu classic to say the least. And now it's time for Inbox to go for his dead eye. Everyone just decides to split up into 2 and say, we are not dealing with that whatsoever. Cakes down with the regroup.
They're just desperately trying to take the scenic route to pick off one of the supports, but I feel like maybe he took way too much time and we missed him in the front lines right then and there. It did pay off because he was able to get 2 happy ball, but the trade-off just wasn't enough because that was when Inarisu came in with that major shatter right there.
And Charlotte even getting rid of the Riptire. That's a good shutdown into play. Red Rose right now backing on out. Bullhog is available. There we go with Bob though tossed into the front line, and 2 happy ball right now with the Coalescence in hand. There we go with Izumi though getting a kill into play. Red Rose right now with the takedown as well, and Fatalist decides to go for the nano boost, but Shiver is caught inside the black hole right there, and the Graviton Surge gonna shut that one down so quickly. 2 for 2 trade. UwUwatch using the tank line to get that DPS on, and with Charlotte with proper tracking and a lot of energy to boot, you gotta pay your bills right there to Morocco, because Charlotte right now is taking all the lights inside that gun.
UwUwatch back with a vengeance over here. So we're seeing Cakes run into a little bit of a speed bump over here, and they might be possibly be forced to switch off of this composition, maybe. But it's looking like there's a lot of success on the side of UwUwatch for holding this line right here. But we have Whole Hog, Blade, and the Sound Barrier as well coming in for Cakes. We'll see if they can utilize those to eventually take this first point.
Beautiful hook, goes for the animation cancel, gets the kill onto the Ash, and that is the McCree going done as well. Shiver right now with the blade. There's the beat from Stereo, and that is just basically gonna be the 1-2 punch that Team Cakes is looking for, forcing the Reinhardt onto the inside, and Noriusu cowering in fear from the might of Team Cakes. Beautiful hook there from Red Rose, getting another opportunity, and 2 happy bull. Not gonna be too happy about that one. 3:29 on the clock. Cakes right now going for the push. Here comes Shiver though with a dash on it to the right hand side. Jack moving on out, and Team UwUwatch trying to take the high ground, but with the closer engagements here into the warehouse, this double hit scan might be in more perilous streets.
You're just hard at work trying to harass Inbox and Izumi Zagiri, and it's looking like it's paying off as their attention is drawn away from the front lines for even just a few seconds. And look at that, pesky Roadhog with Charlotte over there saying, get away, Red Rose. They know he's up to no good right there on the side.
Yeah, completely. It's just that Roadhog really being so pesky as much as possible. Trying to go for the surprise, trying to go for the shutdown. And right here, right now, we see Inbox taking the flank again to the right-hand side. Now, I feel like one mistake King Cakes is doing is they're staying on the ground floor too much, even though they have the Ryan the Roadhog and the Junkrat. If they don't contest that high ground whatsoever, it's just free shots abound. It really is just going to be Inbox doing whatever the hell he wants and more. And too happy ball with the Coalescence, allowing Team UwUwatch to push on forward again.
This round, Cakes was probably just farming their ultimates right now, and we see Charlotte, Invox, and Jack as well ready to respond just in case. Oh, but Shiver over here picking off Invox and possibly picking off Izumi Sagiri as well, harassing that Ana right there. That is an Ana. That is a support's Burst Spear, I have to say. A really well-skilled Genji over there, just harassing you and dedicated to you.
Yeah, there we go with Team Cakes getting so many of these kills. The Dragon Blade right now in hand, and Bob desperate endeavor. That is gonna be a deflect to remember, but Inbox still gets the shot. Can anyone contest Soundfire right now? And that is too late for UwUwatch. Cakes right now taking match points, but we are not done yet. We still got one map to go, and we'll ask them actually if we can get that map going already into the next one. But that is Cakes taking that victory.
Of the game.
Just Shiver over there, just really seeing that opportune moment, attempting to harass the Inbox who was just out of place. At the wrong moment, he was caught with his back to Genji, and he eventually got that opportunity to just dive in there, harass the line so that nobody was able to contest.
Exactly, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be another round down and dusted. We are going to be looking to get into our map number 4 very soon. But congratulations, Team Cakes. They take match points, and that is going to be adding things up on terms of their standing. Nice cup. That's a really nice cup, huh?
Oh, do you like this cup? Do you not recognize the spray over here?
Oh, it's a Tracer right there. That's really cool, actually. Can I be Tracer one day?
Yes, you can. I think you were. I think you did. I have a video of you attempting to be.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. So let's not talk about that right now, that kind of thing. And well, for Team Cakes, congratulations to them. They basically tied things up with UwUwatch. They're both at 3-3 right now, but it's still not over yet. Map differential is a pretty big thing here in the New Wave Invitationals, and we'll be seeing what map that is in just a bit. But let's talk about the stats right now of the unsung heroes in this matchup, the Cakes as well as UwUwatch support lines. We got Stereo right there. We got Stereo right there, gonna be looking to head the field with around 2.5k average healing though, as well 5.6 average damage, because he's pretty much looking to mix it up on tank and support. 16.75 average eliminations for Expedalus though. That's 6.9k average healing, pretty big with those bio grenades overall. In the meantime though, for Izumi, more on the heavy support, 7.908 average healing with around 15.25 average eliminations. 2 Happy Ball, usually on super main support duty. It really goes to show 7.31 average elims, 8.1 average healing. Both sides have got the midpoint mark, Mika, and I just want to say for them is they do a really good job at keeping the sustain on.
Right. I feel like possibly UwUwatch's greater healing might be just because maybe their tanks are designed. I mean, them running the dive comp might be designed to take a lot more damage. But as we can see, the support line is well equipped as well to deal their share of damage. So as we can see, like they're really helping their teams out in terms of those eliminations. And I really do think that just like their DPS, it does come down to their hero picks. But I feel like the support line is just evenly matched so far in terms of these two teams.
Okay, so apparently we are actually gonna get a map pick that I did not expect to ever be picked.
Yeah,
And
surprise!
I don't have the icon for it. I don't know why. I guess I just deleted it from everything else from never seeing it. So yeah, we're just gonna. I did not see this coming. So we are actually gonna get the best map in the world, Paris. So Paris, if you guys don't know, is pretty much a meme in the Overwatch scene. It's a terrible map. It's the worst designed map ever. It has a really tight choke, and all I gotta say about it is, well, UwUwatch is gonna make this very interesting. So we are gonna slog through Paris real quick. We'll see how long this is gonna go. And it's time to ho on your baguettes and just parsley your s'il vous plaît, if you know what I mean. As we are gonna be moving into map number 4 here, the New Invitationals. This has gone long enough, and it might even go longer. Paris, why?
That's right.
Why?
On Vanilla and it looks like I feel like is designed to piss off every single Overwatch player right here. I don't know anybody who likes this map. So I just feel like maybe UwUwatch picked this map to possibly end things on their own terms, or to mix it up a little bit, because we've never I don't think we've seen Paris yet. I mean, because who would pick Paris?
Ready.
But yeah, this is I feel like, yeah, this is just a map that I personally hate as well. It is just it is so difficult to defend once you get through that first point. It's also so difficult to attack because you just have this little sliver, this little alleyway over here, and it is just, yeah, it's just a headache to deal with.
You know, what's a headache is to see this map. Honestly, I did not expect this to happen. I did not expect anyone to pick this. I did not have it ready. I was like, no one's gonna pick that. No one's gonna pick that. And what happens? What happens is we get terrible internet, we get a terrible map, and we will see a really interesting game. Because I don't think either of these sides are ready for this, but I honestly, if in terms of all seriousness, I will put the advantage for Team Cakes right now. They have a Junkrat player, and you know what's really strong on that choke? That Junkrat is just gonna spam grenades all throughout, and I can really see him shine into this one. There we go already with the trap. This is the McCree though, come on, Olivier, you can do this. Gets the shot to connect. Jack in the meantime though, playing the Echo. Gonna be looking to fly on around. And Shiver and Olivier, 2-for-1 trade so far. Cakes right now holding the line so for the time being. Jack gonna be backing on out with the Spheres. And that is gonna be Team Cakes basically getting a pretty clean wipe at the very start. The Reaper and the Junkrat, strong CQC. That's gonna be enough for them to hold the line here.
Right, probably anticipating this really juicy chokehold over here, and I feel like that maybe UwUwatch is trying some things out as they're heading into this map. I mean, I'm not sure if there's any team that would really take sort of like this this Paris map very seriously at this point. So as we see Jack on the Echo and Invox on the Creator, possibly trying something new, trying a new composition maybe, and possibly making a new opportunity for Jack to run this new hero.
You know, all I gotta say is UwUwatch pick Paris throws a whole wrench into anyone's plans because no one really expects this map. There we go with the shatter already. 2 Happy Ball though, gonna get taken down onto Roxy, and Team UwUwatch in position to get this point already. Jack right now with the focusing beam. Invox fragging out does get to. And that is going to be the first tick taken at this moment. So far, so good. Moving on forward even more so. And, well. Team UwUwatch getting this point. They took this map, they picked this map rather, and they are looking to dominate into the hallways.
Right, and it's really interesting because all you need to do is win one clash on that first point, and it's just so difficult for the team because the spawn is all the way back at the second point. It's just so difficult for the other team to recover, and I feel like that's exactly the point. There is no chance that you can fight that first point right there once you lose it one clash.
Now they're going to be online, and here comes Team Cakes going for the push yet again. Red Rose right now with the whole hog. Here comes the jump from Olivier, and grenades keeping on coming more and more. Jack does have the duplicate though, but since Cakes has beaten back Team UwUwatch, this is going to be the defense going in for the long haul. We are here for a time and a half, and well, Mika, I just want to say, Bill Paris is pretty. It's pretty nice to look at. Terrible to hold though. Terrible to play in. And yeah, I want to ask you sincerely, do you have any redeeming factors for this map?
You know what? Honestly, because I also despise this map. I do not. I mean, like once if you have a really good attack, then it makes it really easy to just push into there, and you know it doesn't offer a lot of opportunity for defense. But I honestly really hate this map, so this is painful for me right here.
You know what's good though? As you said, it seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're good at the attack, you are just gonna be able to get this map done and does it immediately. And there you go, UwUwatch with that proper push. That shadow coming in from Roxy, just basically countered out by UwUwatch in their counter play. And now it's time for the Coalescence to deal with. Jack still holding on to the duplicate. There we go with the Granted Surge catching out the Moira. And at the very least, oh my god, they have to get away from Olivier. That's gonna be a try shot to get the connection. And here comes the Wrecking Ball right now. Red Rose trying to stall for time around the world in 80 days. We go and go again. Jack gonna be proud of this one because Red Rose is still keeping this one around the world. He goes one more time till he falls. Izumi and Charlotte with those kills. The Zarya pointing on up. Another takedown there. So far, so good. Team UwUwatch finishes up the map with 309. And at the very least, they got that round pretty quickly.
Score 0-0.
So once you one clash on Paris, that's pretty much it, and that's what I think. That's why it irritates me as a map as well, because like usually when you use that first clash to scout, possibly see who exactly you're dealing with, maybe farm your ultimates. But if you lose that, there's little opportunity for recovery, especially if you're the defending team, just because it's so hard to bounce back. It's so hard to regroup on that point. It's really irritating.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just so difficult sometimes in that way. But hey, if Cakes is unable to get this one done, UwUwatch will be taking this one for at least get a map on back. In the meantime, well, for Team UwUwatch, the defense gonna be pretty magnanimous here. Maybe the best way that they can really deal with this has to be the fact that they surprise their opponent with a map pick that is so out there, and they are going to be playing at least a composition that really suits it. Batiste and Nana, they are going to be looking to play that Bastion as well, and well, Jack going to be looking to hold the line with all of these shots along the way.
Really, it's a really tempting map, I feel, for Bastion, because of this very specific chokehold, this one alleyway. I mean, once you're able to hold that, it's really difficult for people to get through. So I can see why Jack and Shiver switched off, but I can see why Jack is going for the Bastion play right here. But we're also having a Symmetra from Inbox, so it looked Watch here seeming really playful and really experimental right now.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for it. Might as well, right? You try it out, try to get a point, and try to just look for a W here and there. Inbox playing that Symmetra, Jack on that Bastion. We are gonna get some TP Dynamics up here right now, Mika. We've seen this before actually in the Overwatch League. You play that teleporter to bounce it around, you go onto the hotel side, and you make sure that everything is fine and dandy. But with shields a little softer, you can see the problem here. Cakes right now shattering on through, gets a 2-for-1 trade. Without the Bastion, this defense falls apart completely, and it really is absolutely Inbox going for a Herculean effort to try and get things done. Shields though are online at the front line. Roxy with a few hammer here and there. 5-star gonna be into play right now, and Shiver gonna get that KO there. Still, Roxy going for the pin. Not gonna happen. No Risu getting the headbutt on, and now it's time for the Nano Boost, and No Risu really trying to play this one out. Looking to hold the line, but Cakes is invading, spilling on over with the Coalescence into play. There we go with the charge though, and No Risu gets that one done. Counterpin from Roxy doesn't get much. Shatter even connecting onto Red Rose, and the Reinhardt right now holding the line to allow UwUwatch to potentially survive.
Right, Arisu holding strong over there, and we saw Inbox doing a lot of work as well, just scattering those turrets over here. But as we say that, he is going to switch on to the McCree, possibly looking for some more headshots over there and a bit more damage. Jack as well switched from the Bastion over to the Soldier, and it looks like UwUwatch suddenly realizes that, hey, maybe we can hold this after all. Let's bring out some major damage dealers over here.
Except might as well look to get some value here and there, and might as well look to find a way to try and hold this. Charlotte right now playing that Diva. You got Lucio Anna here between two Happable and Izumi. Stereo popping that Valkyrie. Here comes the push right now from Team Cakes, and there is gonna be Shiver getting that Deadeye on yet again. Shiver right now is just being absolute zero. He is so on point with his shots today, getting kill after kill. So far so good in the Invitationals, but 2 Happy Ball gets that frag out of nowhere. And here we go, there's the Resurrection Jack right now, getting the healer clocks on. Red Rose in the meantime will get the kill again, and the Flux now is available onto the high ground. They stay on. Red Rose going for the shots even more so. And Team Cakes, pretty impressive there, gonna be able to get that capture.
There it is. All you need is that one push in there, and that certainly happened after Shiver got that opportunity. And he is just, I feel like, in top shape right now tonight in this match.
I completely agree. He has just been on point and a half here. He's getting so much value here and there, really finding things out, really understanding how to play things, and all I gotta say is that 6K on the last map, absolutely impressive. The fight is not over yet. Team Kings trying to push on forward. They'll go for the creation. They have the Riptire, and it's time to see where this is gonna go on. Chatham right now connecting. Oily Beer playing the patient game, looking for a target. Gets rid of Inbox. 1-for-1 trade right now. Jack though with the tactical visor. You gotta go for that aim bump. It's just not gonna happen with Oily Beer with the shutdown. Grenades keeping on coming. Team Cakes getting a really good push as well. And Izumi right now KOing Roxy along the way. Charlotte now with that self-destruct 2-for-1 trade yet again. Team Cakes all over the point and more. And it seems like my worst fears have come true, Mika. We are actually going to be in 2CP for a lot longer. Because there we go with the rounds out almost being taken. The 6 are coming. We do see the Flux right now coming online. In behind, Fatalist will fall on the hand of Inbox. But as I say that, will Inbox be my saving grace? It's not going to happen though. Because Roxy Lalonde going to be able to get a power driver on 2-2 after the takedown onto Inbox. Shipper right now with the Deadeye there. And around the round we go again. The McCree with the hottest hands of them all. Inoriusu with the stun. But he gets flashback off 2-2-0-3. A second go on 2CP.
Oh my gosh, Dax, this is true. This nightmare in Paris is extended, and I feel like that was the opportunity that Cakes needed. They just needed that to initiate that trickle in, and as we were talking about, it's just so hard once you lose one match to regroup on this map. It makes almost, I mean, it's so difficult, and I think UwUwatch, even though they performed so well on previous maps, is feeling that also right now. This is what Paris, I feel, was built for.
Yeah, exactly. And well, you know, Paris.
Ready for battle.
You sound so sad already, guys. You made that so.
That's all I gotta say about Paris, guys. In all honesty, why are we here? It's a terrible place to be, honestly. I've casted so many games of Paris before, and in all honesty, they're all pretty. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. It really just is one of those maps where it's kind of predictable also, and at the same time, since no one really knows how to play it super well without doing any cheesy antics, it doesn't really give the best kind of composition experiences. So you get the most out there comps, like we saw the Symmetra Bastion there, and right now we are actually seeing a map where both sides are playing Junkrat. This is what Paris is all about, guys. This is what Paris is all about.
He also to London and Red Rose as well, switching out their usual tank line for a D.Va and a Winston, possibly, you know, to switch on to jump on over that precious chokehold that Paris has. And as we say that, they are just steamrolling already into the point, and we'll see if they can take these two tanks down to make easy pickings for their DPS to just deal all of that damage and get those picks.
And there you go, Kicks right now trying to push, but will get fended off by UwUwatch, who decide that they are going to be holding all the way in behind. Now this is really interesting because giving this space isn't the best way to go about things, but unfortunately for Team Cakes, they're not as coordinated on the dive I've seen compared to Team UwUwatch. So this isn't really their bread and butter, it's more of like stale bread and the pre-packed butter kind of thing. They're trying to make a good experience, but honestly, it really isn't as proper as their Ryan Rodog and the like. And especially if they're playing the dive, we usually see stereo on that off tank. So it's a really different configuration here for Cakes, and I feel like it's just not going to work out unless they go for the bailout play with the Nanoblade here.
And we're not seeing a lot of major plays just yet. Everybody's possibly waiting for the ultimates to come in. And I feel like it's really difficult right now for Roxy Lalonde and Red Rose to sort of coordinate how they're going to jump in there. We're seeing them go in, I guess, one after the other, rather than this nice big punch. But, Oily Beer there.
That's the clutch play we're looking for, Mika. Oily Beer with the Riptire, Shipper with the Nanoblade, and Team Cakes. You know, if you get coordinated dive, just rely on your DPS to do everything. They will get those takedowns. It's raining Total Mayhem grenades right there. But in the end, Cakes right now gets the points, adds 30 seconds more to the time back. The Nightmare truly does not end here, and we are going to be moving into the second area. Now, I also want to note for Team Cakes, as much as I love them and how they are trying things right now, it usually is Roxy on that Winston, right, instead of that D.Va. So it really is such a awkward time right now for Team Cakes. And we'll see if the tank line can actually get anything done this time. Red Rose has the Primal Blades, might be able to make a difference. Will get fire grenaded up though. Forced to use the Primal right there to stay alive. Dealing with Shadow from UwUwatch. And Team UwUwatch with the advantage. But Stereo with the sound barrier to try and bail out. Big bomb from Roxy instead gets into the back line. Beautiful moves there. Beautiful positioning from Stereo. Forcing UwUwatch to stay in behind. And now Team Cakes makes an opening into the first place. As much as I criticize their dive, the rest of the team picking up that slack. And with Red Rose surviving from that Primal Rage, that is the best thing he can do right now in this instance. But Bob gonna get tossed onto the point. Action spilling all over in both fronts. Winston right now into the middle yet again. There we go with the Wrecking Ball bouncing out around. The Fire Grenade right now connecting one more time. There we go with Dash on, and Shiver will get that kill. An Ex-Fatalist, another takedown into the first place. More and more kills right here, right now. And overall, it is just gonna be Team Cakes getting a potential second capture here. It really goes to show that this map is never ends. You know, once I was told a story that there was a captain in your village and he was like, please tell me a story. And he said, one day there was a kid who went up to the captain asking for a story, and the story of Paris never ends truly, because we are done with another round with a full cap here for Team Cakes.
Oh man, oh man. I feel actually the disdain in your voice right now, Dax, as you're asked to stay for another round of this map.
Map, honestly.
Yes.
Like, I love the players. I love that they're making this so competitive. But the fact of the matter is, it really goes to show it's so hard to defend on Paris. Like, in 2CP, if the defense doesn't know what they're doing, it is only going to be the attack that shines. And you can see exactly what that happens. UwUwatch giving space. Like, I'm going to talk real serious with all of this. UwUwatch gives so much space from the front, allows Cakes to set up their dive. Even though it wasn't the best dive whatsoever, it was enough to buy Olivier and Shiver time to get the Riptide to get their Nano Blade on. And their win conditions on point, effective enough to get things done. And overall, Team Cakes moving on to the second. That was another big play there from Stereo, getting the boops onto Roxanne London. Gets a bomb in behind right there. And, well, here we are. Cakes out on defense, getting that full cap. And if Team UwUwatch finishes this also, we are going to be in here for another round, ladies and gentlemen.
Are we possibly going to see, is this going to be the first draw, or has another team already done that at the New Wave Invitationals?
Look, Mika, who knows? There hasn't been a draw yet. It might be this, but I feel like we are gonna be here for quite a while. So, buckle up your seats, ladies and gents. I apologize for all the delays, but you know, let's get into this one. You know, I hate it, but I also like it. It's sometimes pain is pleasure, and we'll see how pleasurable this can really be. Sounds kinky, I know, but Team UwUwatch right now bringing in this different kind of S&M right here. It isn't Chains of Whips, but it is Paris and Baguettes, and Shiver and Rox and Lande will get those kills immediately. They get those takedowns one more time, getting value here and there. In the meantime, Red Rose right now looking for a little bit more, and in this instance, well, we'll see if it is going to be enough. For some reason, though, our third person perspective changing up just a little bit. But hey, for the time being, it's Cakes right now holding into the front line one more time.
Bringing it back home on his wrecking ball. And I feel like with regards to this Paris map, it just really forces players to be in very uncomfortable situations. Not just because we, the feelings of the map aside, it really forces you to, really drive hard with this map, because you really do have to win that first flash. Otherwise, that really just determines the pace of the rest of this game.
And there we go, sorry, Roxalanta getting on the board there, and then there we go with a flash on in from Shiver, moving on through to the other side. Invox right now with the barrage. And well, Team UwUwatch beaten back here. It seems like the shoe is on the other foot here, Mika, and karmic retribution might be true, but as I say that is gonna be the fury of the Suns with the rock barrage as well as the nano boost. Beautiful combination there from Team UwUwatch. And Ex-Fatalist trying to go for the moisture and the mixture here with the yellow and the purple coming together as one. Coalesces into play, beaming on up. Scotty will be able to get rid of Invox there. Fire grenade right now gonna be tossed. It's Biotic Orb rather, and the Biotic grenade gonna be in the hands of Izumi earlier on, later on, and into the future of this map as Innova Yusu gets the mines, and Team UwUwatch is taking this point. Mika, Shiver, the only one left right now, has the blade in hand. Will he go for the hero play? It seems like Roxy as well as Red Rose trying to move on through back, but it's just not gonna happen. And yes, another point taken. Team UwUwatch, 30 seconds to Mars and 30 seconds to try and get this Paris second points.
Right, and Risa just diving in there, getting ready, knowing that these last few seconds are so crucial, and they really have to set us up properly for them to win this one clash. One clash is all it needs here on Paris, I feel like.
So a while ago I told you guys a story that never ends. Now I can tell you guys a song that never ends. But it might be Olivier maybe there's a big period, because Jack will get caught mid-dead blossom. It seems like I'm not gonna have any time to sing, because Shiver is singing the blues for me here. Because Cakes right now looking to hold the line, looking to get this one done, trying to stay alive. Red Rose does get the kill. Fire Mercy up in the air. C9 is forced, and Team Cakes with the perfect sweep. We are done here, ladies and gentlemen. And damn, I was gonna go for my debut there of the story that and the song that never ends, but Team Cakes has allowed themselves to put a stop to the nightmare. And congratulations to them, Oily Beer with the very patient Reptar. Kudos indeed with this play. And I just gotta say for Team Cakes, when they play with the Junkrat, they really know how to play with it. Oily Beer, of course, social proficient. Everyone else working together as one. And congratulations there to Team Cakes. They will take the 4-0 victory.
Percent kill participation from Shiver over there. I just really have to commend him as well. Really guarding the point when they were attacking, really guarding the point and preventing and killing anybody who's. And I really think that that was what helped Cakes take that. And I really do have to hand it to UwUwatch as well for getting that out of the way. We've done Paris, okay? We can say that we've gone through it, been there, done that, and hopefully that is the last that we'll see of that match.
Yeah, and well, guys, we will be right back. We'll go for a very quick post-match interview. Don't go away. This is New Wave Invitationals. We want to hear a few words from Cakes because I believe they are done with their sets so far. So stay tuned, stick around. We'll be right back. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we got Roxy Lalonde here on the call. How you doing, Roxy?
Yo, what's up?
There you go,
Oh
Roxy
my word.
Lalonde, the captain, main tank, sometimes off tank. It was really weird to see you on that diva there. I know
It
you
was
play it.
basically musical chairs.
Yeah, no, it was like I've seen you play it before, but at the same time, it's not really the role for your team. But hey, you guys made it work
Mhm.
in the end, and congratulations. So, how was that match? Really exciting, very very tough against Team UwUwatch, I believe, or was it more of a hey, we got the 4-0 easy as pie?
It was a rough bunch of matches, especially the last one. Last one I had so much fun. It was so rough, but it was so much fun. Well played. GG's to Ulu for that very fun match. I had a lot of fun there, but like we tried to come up with a bunch of stuff. And our comms uh kind of relatively fell apart for kind of the first half, but like we kind of got it back afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And well, how about that Paris map? That was like two CP shenanigans. How did it feel to play into
Yeah.
that one?
Very rough. Very fun. Very fun. Very rough. Um, we tried out a couple of stuff, and it kind of worked out well. It was very close. They could have won, honestly.
I
It,
mean,
it
they
could
did
have
win.
went either way. Personally,
Yeah.
I thought they could have won. We could have won. Like either of us could have even drew.
That's
Uh,
really it's really close sometimes. So hey, it is what it is. But speaking of those wins, this gives you a 3-3, and with the bye that we're gonna be adding onto your standings, well, you guys end with a 4-3 standing in the New Wave Invitationals. Fair, congratulations, you guys did so well, coming into the league so late. So how did it feel to have a run here into our little league, basically?
it was very, I would say, fun, enjoyable, and for me personally, challenging. And I had like a lot of new searches, new and interesting experience that came out of it. Since this is actually one of the first times I've been like actual team captain and trying to see what works and which doesn't. Which is why like we've been our team is basically musical chairs. Uh, we swap up a bunch of roles, try to see what worked out, and I tried to experiment to see what works and what doesn't. And then we went and for this last match, we just went to our OG and then threw in our subs for as a just a cherry on the cake, one would say.
I'd say too. You guys did so great, and thank you for all the weeks you have given us. And I just want to ask you, what's in the future of Team Cakes?
That's not a question for me to answer. You have to
Ooh.
ask Maui for that. If anyone is wondering, because uh, I don't know personally, but it was a lot of fun that the one that we the all that we had so far. But in the future of Team Cakes, Maui, our mom major, been there for us for weeks. Shout out to her. That's on her.
Yeah, and it really is just such a great time. Thank you to Team Cakes. You guys are so welcoming in so many ways, both in and out of the game. And I just want to thank you for all the time, Roxy. Roxy has been very supportive. I also like how Roxy. If I remember meeting Roxy from not actually from the Overwatch communities. I think I saw you at the UwU Discord or something like that before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then like she's also been very helpful with a few suggestions here and there to make the wording clearer, that kind of thing. Because of course, the way I talk sometimes is where people are closer to me, and it's like, oh, I have to clarify these things. And hey, really
Mhm.
appreciate what Team Cakes have brought in. Remember, I just want to quickly recap, the story of Maui with her scrim tournaments. I was able to invite her. Roxy came in, help her out, make the team, and there you go. So as she said, it's gonna be up to Maui. Maybe we'll see like two squads into the future of Cakes, maybe even more.
That'll
But
be fun.
thank you, Roxy, for your time. Before you
Thank you.
go, any shout outs for one last time?
Shout out to every single one of my team. They've pulled in like with constant disconnects and even offline as well. But like I know that every single one of them tried their best and did their best, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy with their scoreline and so happy of where I didn't didn't expect kind of didn't expect us to get a 4-3 or even if one of them's a bye. I'm happy with the score that we have. And shout out to every one of them.
Yeah, there you
Alex,
go.
Blackbeard, Oily, Red Rose, Shiver, Stereo, Expectless, yeah,
Yeah, really,
and
that's so
Maui Cakes, our momager.
Mom Meteor indeed. And hey, you guys have worked so hard and paid off. Congratulations to you, Team Cakes. Thank you, Roxy. Ikaw, Mika, anything you want to say to Roxy before you hop out? We let her hop out.
Well, nothing more other than thank you so much, and it was an honor also to go up against you guys as Overwine. Great job overall on the league, and I wish you guys all the best in the future. And hey, maybe we can scrim together sometime.
Heck yeah.
Also outside of this.
Yeah,
Woo.
indeed. And that's gonna be really great. Thank you, Roxy. It's time to wrap
All right,
things up. Since yeah, you can hop out now.
all right.
Thank you. Much love, much love.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you both.
guys. Okay, guys. So one last time, let's look at those maps. And hey, I'm amazing. I can edit pictures on the fly while casting, and there you go. I know it's a little bit. I need to fix it a little more, but there you go. We have done it. We have done it, ladies and gentlemen. It is
True
all good.
MVP of the New Wave Invitationals. Actually, is
And
fixing the graphics while casting. I have not seen anybody else who can do that.
I just put the template on Mika. But let's just go for the results right there. 2-1 for Cakes on Busan, 3-2 on Kings Row, 2-1 on Havana, 4-3 on Paris. And This match has really shown that Team Cakes has improved so much overall. The scrims with Beam Gordon like really bringing them a lot, and just congratulations to them for moving on forward even more. But that is gonna be our broadcast for Overwatch tonight, because if you guys are in the Valorant PH Discord, I can see that it is Ed's right there going on. We are late for an hour, but we are gonna be in for the long haul, so we are gonna be going straight into the Valorant PH bugs next. But before we go, it was a pleasure to have you, Mika, here on the casting table finally again. And, well, good luck on your match this week, which is going to be really interesting because it's going to be a extravaganza to say the least. And it has been a great time for us tonight.
Thank you so much, Dax, for having me back. Despite all of the things that are happening in our lives, thank you so much for still thinking of me. And yes, I will see you in another capacity on Thursday.
Yes, exactly. And it is now time to call it a quits here on Overwatch. A game came out today, and its name is Valorant. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. Everyone is excited for it, but we always stay with our roots. And, even though Overwatch has gotten old, it's gotten bitter, that kind of thing, sometimes you still love it in a way. And it's always great to cast it, honestly. It's my favorite game to cast. I can really go rapid fire on it because everything is going on at that speed. And hey, if you guys came in here for Valorant and saw Overwatch, it's still fun to play in a different way. So if you guys can check it out, feel free to do so. It's like cross promotion right there. Big brain right there, Mr. Daks. But as I said, I'm late for this. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for coming. This is the New Wave Invitationals. We'll see you guys on Thursday for your double header as per usual. See you guys then. Goodbye.